First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Dev Pujari for his major contribution in the technological front in healthcare. If you go to any app store or a play store and just write Dev Pujari apps, you will be flooded with some of the outstanding applications. And these are used by lakhs and lakhs of doctors across the world. It is, I don't think any Indian has ever developed that many technological tools for the doctors to use in day to day management of the patients. It's an amazing performance, Dr. Dev Pujari, because we have a very active software team working with us. They have developed all types of electronic medical records and hospital management system. I know how it is to build something, how hard it is to build it and make it acceptable by the doctors, because doctors are the most difficult people to embrace the technology. Congratulations. Healthcare is nothing but interaction between man and the machine. Without, no matter how skilled the doctor is, he is helpless. And one of the very, very important machine which we deal, the life-saving machine, is a ventilator, which we took it for granted until COVID hit us in the beginning of the year. When the problem started unveiling itself, we realized that most of the good number of these patients may land up on ventilator. So we took it for granted that, okay, we can buy ventilators anytime because we buy one of the largest number of medical equipments in the country for all our group hospitals. So we have a very good relationship with all the vendors, including the top vendors, mainly the top vendors, US and European companies. And when our management decided that they need to buy a huge number of ventilators, I called them. As usual, I said, look, now we have decided to buy this many ventilators. When can you supply? And I was horrified to hear that they're in no position to supply the ventilator because they have an embargo on exporting from their country. I was taken by surprise and I didn't know how to respond because we were one of the largest customers for these companies and they're refusing to sell the ventilator when we desperately need it. As a senior doctor working in the country, gone through all the rigmarole and the difficulty of building institutions, we always wanted to buy US and European made medical equipments, mainly because of the quality. We assume that Indian companies are not good in making quality products and we shouldn't buy their product. But this single incident really opened my eyes that we cannot rely on foreign countries to supply life-saving medical equipments for saving the lives of our people. I feel this is the major security threat for the country because 2 years from now, there may be biological warfare where some nerve gases are released by the enemy countries and millions of people may land up on the ventilator just for few hours or few days. And if we do not have the capability to make those machines in our own country, how are we going to manage ourselves? It is a shameful situation we have landed ourselves, and people like me should be blamed. Now we have decided that every product used in healthcare, we would like to support Indian companies, and even if the quality of the product is not up to the mark, we don't care because we know as the volume builds up, as the business blossoms, they will be able to improve the quality because this is no rocket science. So this is the attitude of me, and similarly the many industrial leaders. We would like to promote our own companies to make medical products. I was talking to Dr. Dev Pujari that the desperate need for the country is left ventricular assist device or LVAD. Now, this is a sophisticated machine, uh, but unfortunately, today in the world, there are only one or two companies making the left ventricular assist devices. And you will not be surprised, the price of these machines, if we ever want to implant on a patient, is in the range of about 70 lakh rupees to a crore rupees. This is just for the machine. And you can just imagine how many Indians can afford this. And Indians are genetically three times more vulnerable for heart attack than Europeans. Eventually, most of the Indians, once they undergo a cardiac procedure, eventually, if they live long enough, they will need mechanical assist device or a heart transplant because eventually the heart can fail. Now, for this, we need left ventricular assist device. We believe the number of LVAD implantation will far exceed the pacemaker implantation. But with this kind of a price tag, how many Indians can afford? If Dr. Dev Pujari and his team can come up with these devices, we are very happy to work with them to evaluate, give the suggestions, give the feedback, and support them in whatever way is required so that we can develop an Indian made artificial heart. About 14% of the heart surgery done in India is done by our group. So we have a fairly large network of our own hospitals across the country. And once the price band comes down, there will be a lot more people who will come forward and support this venture. So this is our request to Dr. Dev Pujari to work on this left ventricular assist device. Believe me, it is not that complicated as it looks like because human body is made up of very fascinating organs with phenomenally complicated functions. But most of these functions are cellular functions. But heart is one of the, everyone thinks that heart is a very intelligent and extremely smart organ. Heart is actually a dumb pump. You put in 2 liters, it will pump out 2 liters. You put in 5 liters, it will pump out 5 liters. It doesn't care what comes in, what comes out. It's as long as the muscle power is good, it will pump out whatever comes in. So it has got no intelligent functions. So as long as the motor functions efficiently with less power, without damaging the blood cells, any basic pump, as long as it can work 24 hours, should be okay. Anyway, it's a very simplistic way of putting it. And I'm sure the kind of a knowledge, kind of team Dr. Dev Pujari has surrounded himself, I strongly feel that it shouldn't be difficult for him to come up with Indian-made artificial heart. This is my sincere request to Dr. Dev Pujari and the team, and I'm sure you will be able to do it in the near future. And if you need any assistance, it is my privilege to help you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good luck and God bless.